Assalamualaikum and greetings to Madam Aisha. Today we are going to present about one of the important items for a construction contractor to complete a project, which is preliminaries. Here are the contents that we are going to present. They are abstract, introduction, background overview, actual bill of quantities, which is BQ, bill upgrades, and the last is conclusion. So this is our team members, which is me, Nur Amira, followed by Nur Atira, Iza Khalida, and Anu Shaziani. So Iza Khalida will continue this presentation with the abstract part.
The analysis of price to return report is a critical component of the assessment for students of Bachelor of Quantity Surveying program. This report helps students develop skill in pricing preliminaries work, which are preparing build-up rates and cost estimation. This report covers the overall BQ, build-up rate calculation, and includes an appendix with reference. Through this report, students develop practical skills to identify and assign costs to construction items, gaining insight into the complexities of pricing in construction projects.
In construction industry, preliminary is an important element that includes the financial and logistical considerations required for a project to be completed successfully. In preliminaries, build-up rates is the method used to calculate the costs related to the initial phases of a construction project. Build-up rates is important for managing the administrative and logistical elements that support the actual construction process. In conclusion, preliminary items is an essential element in construction contract that offer an outline for efficient project management.
For the overview background of this assignment, the name of the project is Cadangan Pembangunan Bercampur yang mengandungi satu unit supermarket pada tingkat bawah, satu blok menara pejabat 10 tingkat, ruang-ruang kedai pada tingkat aras bawah di atas plat 131587 di Jalan IM7/14 Bandar Indra Mahkota, Mukim Kuala Kuantan, Pahang Darul Makmur. The contract sum is 18,500,000. Date of tender is 17 August 2015. Date of site possession is 29 August 2015 and the date of completion is 16 February 2017. The contract period is 18 months. Type of contract, lump sum contract, and the provisional sum is 590,000. Performance bond is 160,000. Period of insurance from 17 August 2015 until 16 February 2017. The status project is completed. The employer is Smart Green World Sendirian Berhad. The client is the Tuan Tunas Manja Supermarket, Indra Mahkota Sendirian Berhad. And the contractor is Arkibena Construction Sendirian Berhad.
Next, on this slide show the actual bill of quantity from this project. There are 32 preliminaries items in this 80 million project, but on this assignment, we only choose 20 items of preliminaries to come up the current amount or cost for each item, which means each of us had to take 5 items to present. So I will start with the main subtopic, which is build upgrades. I choose 5 preliminaries items, which is plant equipment and vehicle, first aid kits, water supply, temporary holding and storage. The first item is plant equipment and vehicle. In construction, this item refers to the machinery, equipment and tools used for any project, either building or infrastructure. The contractor should provide the plant and equipment to carry out and ensure the construction activities run smoothly. As shown in this slide, first thing first, we must determine whether the project involves rent or purchase for each item. 3 things are involved in a purchase plant or vehicle: the item itself, 10% loan interest and 20% less depreciation. For the rental plant, also the item itself, 10% diesel and 10% maintenance, and lastly need to add 15% profit and overhead. For the purchase plant and vehicle, there are 2 costs for motorcycle and electric generator. The total cost for that item will be added with the 10% interest on the loan, and after the total up the cost, and then must be less a depreciation of 20% with the year of project, which is 1.5 years. The next part, rental item, contains a crawler crane, 2.5 ton forklift and mobile crane. Total up the amount and add 10% for each diesel and maintenance. Lastly, add a 15% profit and overhead, and the cost is 892,495 ringgit 96 cents. A first aid kit for a construction site is specifically made to handle any accident or injuries that might happen on site. The contractor is responsible for providing and organizing all the components in the first aid kit at the site office. A first aid kit is important and has been issued by the Department of Occupational Safety and Health Ministry of Human Resources Malaysia to be performed by a first aider during an emergency until the medical personnel arrive. For this project, first aid kit should be more than one because this item is the biggest project, should be enough for all the worker. I got this price from the Vital for Medical. This company is Malaysian top-rate first aid kits manufacturer and offers certified kits and trusted product. The total cost for 2 stock of first aid kits is 1,872 ringgit 94 cents. Next, a temporary water supply on a construction site is a short-term water source made available for use while the project is being built. The contractor should provide this temporary water as well as for a construction-specific activities like mixing concrete, curing, cleaning equipment to guarantee that workers have access to water for a variety of functions, including drinking, sanitation, and air control. There are 2 steps to calculate this cost. First, installing the services contains the fixing pipe, 1,715 gallons, water pump, and water bills. And then the cost for dismantle all item on completion contains the rental lorry and labor. For the price of fixing pipe, I assume 16 ringgit per meter. Water tank from the King Kong Company product, and water bills I assume for 400 ringgit per month. Next, lorry rental, I got the price from the quantity surveyor online website, and the unskilled labor 85 ringgit per day from the JKR rates, and the total cost for the water is 27,876 ringgit 94 cents. Temporary hoarding is a barrier or fence that is erected around a construction site to secure the area, protect the public from the hazard, and reduce noise and dust pollutions. As shown in this slide, this is the plan layout for this project. The hoardings will cover around the construction site. After measuring the perimeter around the site, the hoarding need 515 meters, and I got the price per meter for hoarding 110 from the quantity surveyor online. The total cost for temporary hoarding is 19,447 ringgit 50 cents. As stated on slide, temporary storage contains 4 components. The first one is the construction of the storage, 10% maintenance, demolition work, and profit and overhead. These storage spaces are essential for maintaining the site's organized and protecting material from the environmental elements, stalling, and destruction. So here are the build upgrades for this storage. The cost for construction of storage will plus with the cost of demolition work, and then from the total we'll add with the profit and overhead with the standard percentage, which is 15%, and we'll get the total cost for the storage.
The next item to be considered in the preliminary item is level and setting out. Level and setting out is also known as a site survey. A site survey is the process of conducting a thorough examination and assessment of a proposed construction site before any development and construction work begins to obtain data and information. To find out the total amount for site survey, land surveyor professional fees and surveyor equipment need to take into the account. Border setting out and grid setting out is a part of the professional fees. As for the surveyor equipment, the cost of theodolite and dumping level need to be counted. After total up the cost of professional fees and surveyor equipment, the total amount need to be deducted with 40% of depreciation. And finally, the profit and overhead is added at the rate of 15%. So, the total amount for site survey for this project is 26,243 ringgit. The next item for build-up risk for preliminaries is contractor all-risk insurance (CAR). Contractor all-risk insurance protect against losses and damages that can occur during construction projects such as property damage, third-party claim, construction plant and equipment, and clearing debris. To find out the rate of contractor all-risk, two items are taken into account. The first one is contract sum, clearing debris, and professional fees are added together. The second item to be considered is premium. The rate of 0.20% times with the total of amount insured. 5% service tax and stamp duty 10 ringgit added into the cost. 15% of profit and overhead are taken into account to find out the final amount. The total amount for contractor all-risk insurance is 45,326 ringgit and 90 cents. The next item is SOCSO. Social Security Organisation, SOCSO or PERKESO, is a Malaysian government agency that provides social security to employees in the private sector in case of workplace injuries, emergencies, occupational sickness, and death. Contribution to SOCSO is mandatory for every workers under a contract of service in the private sector. To determine the total amount of SOCSO, the estimated monthly salary of the workers is calculated. This data is obtained based on checkout rates online. The total monthly salary of the workers is multiplied by the project duration. The client's contribution at a rate of 1.75% is added to the calculated amount. Then the profit and overhead is added to get the total amount. The total amount for SOCSO is 50,624 ringgit and 44 cents. The next item to be considered is temporary electricity supply. Temporary power supply is a connection on site to give an electrical supply for the construction works. Cost component to be considered including the wiring cost and other related equipment, monthly bill, deposit to the relevant authorities, and dismantle costs after completion of the project. For this element, it is divided into two parts, which is installing the services fees and dismantle all the wirings and fittings on completion. The total amount for temporary electrical supply is 68,045 ringgit and 50 cents. The next one is signboard. Signboard must be prepared, installed, and well maintained by the contractor at the project site stating the title of the project and the name list of parties involved. After the completion of the project, the signboard need to be demolished. To find out the cost of signboard for this preliminaries item, signboard cost need to be added with 10% of maintenance and 10% for dismantle and removing signboard cost after the completion of the project. The total amount for the signboard in this project is 5,520 ringgit.
The next item is workman compensation. Workman compensation is the insurance that shields employers from legal liabilities to offer monetary compensations to employees who are injured at their place of work or those with work-related illness. It includes injuries and diseases that happen while the employee is under the employer's service. So for the calculation, I assume that the rate is 2% and estimated worker income is 10% of the contract sum. So the contract sum here is 80,500,000. And then we need to add 5% service tax and 2 ringgit to add stamp duty. And the total after 15% profit and overhead, we get 44,679 ringgit and 80 cents. The next item is temporary workman accommodation. means housing facilities which are provided to the employees for work during their period of temporary or contract employment. This type of accommodation provides no more than living facilities such as sleeping, eating, and washing facilities, which may be located near the place of employment. It is typical for the sectors like construction works, agriculture, or events when employees can be temporarily on the move. The housing options are often basic and inexpensive and may include the sharing of certain areas such as dorms or kitchens. They can be temporary structures like modular buildings or normal structures which has been converted for the purpose. These types of housing are normally offered by employers so that employees can be close to the workplace, hence their welfare during their working lifetime be guaranteed. For the calculation, we assume the timber house is 30-meter long by 5-meter wide. So the total is 150 meter square. We need to allow 10% maintenance cost, and then for the demolition, after the construction complete, we need to rent a lorry and hire 3 unskilled worker. So the total for workman accommodation will be 48,133 ringgit and 25 cent. The next preliminaries item to be considered is site meeting. Site meetings can be defined as an organized assembly of contractors or subcontractors to discuss a given project's matters. These types of meetings make it more possible for people to engage in face-to-face communication and provide opportunities to ensure the understanding of project goals and objectives, schedules, and expectations. Small group communication assists in fostering a mutual understanding and agreement on certain goals since it facilitates pooling of effort. For this project, we assume the site meeting will be held once every month, 12 persons, and the stationery will be RM3 ringgit per person and RM10 ringgit for the refreshment. For the calculation, we just multiply the items by 12% and 24 months. The total will be 5,961 ringgit and 60 cents. Progress photograph is applied for the observation of the flow of construction plan, revision, and enactment of safety measures on the construction site. Construction photograph also serve to confirm that construction has been done well. Construction photography is the best document to prove and a visual insurance policy aim to capture mistakes, assigning contracts, checking independent MEP, trade contractors, and marketing service. When the construction project is isolated of causing harm to a neighboring party, pre-construction photo documentation offers proof of the state of the property before construction begins. This simple and low-cost documentation is often admissible in court and may be taken at set intervals during the construction process to show new conditions or lack of responsibility in case there is harm to the neighbor's property. Construction progress photograph may be used to record contractual completions, advertising images for promotional presentations in the media, or to demonstrate skills in bid proposal. So we assume in this project, progress photograph is 6 sets per month. Number of photograph is 10 pieces per set. And we need to allow depreciation value 40%. So the calculation, we need to hire 3 unskilled worker and less with depreciation for the camera for 24 months. So the total will be 3,398 ringgit and 28 cent. Telephone as a communication instrument is crucial in construction since it facilitates interaction of the workers, managers, and other stakeholders who are in different locations. As a real-time communication tool, it enables users to schedule tasks, deliver on-site materials, and address other on-site issues. In emergencies, the telephone can be used to report or gather response quickly, thus improving safety measures on scene. Furthermore, it makes quick decisions to create efficient and fast project planning and updates all the stakeholders involved in constructing the building to enhance the construction process. For the calculation, we have 2 parts. First, we need to allow wiring and equipment, which is 2,028 ringgit 50 cents, and we need to remove upon completion, so we need to hire 2 unskilled workers. The total amount will be RM2,528.28.
The next item is access to site. Access to site refers to the provision of temporary infrastructure that facilitates safe access to the site during construction. It involves the construction of temporary roads or pathways that enable the movement of vehicles, machinery, and workers in and out of the site, especially when there is no existing access or the site requires preparation for heavy traffic. There are three assumptions that has been made for this item. First, the area of road is 310 meters square, and the second one is concrete covered with 750 millimeter diameter, and then the cost of construction road, which includes the clearance of trees, shrubs, stumps, and roots, and the cost of sand and crusher run. So the total cost is 29 ringgit 90 cents. To obtain the actual cost of this item, the cost of road construction and concrete covers needs to be taken into account, including the 20% maintenance cost, 10% for demolition work on completion, and the last one is 50% profit and overhead. So our cost is 16,944 ringgit 3 cents. So the next item is CIDB levy. The CIDB levy is a tax that contractors have to pay construction project with a total value of 500,000 ringgit or more. The levy is calculated at a rate of 0.125% of the project's overall value and must be paid prior to the commencement of any construction activities. This payment ensures compliance with industry standards and secures the necessary approval from the Construction Industry Development Board. If the levy is unpaid, the contractors may face legal issues or penalties. To obtain the cost of levy, the levy is calculated at a rate of 0.125% of the project contract sum, which is 18,500,000 ringgit, and then include with a 15% profit overhead. So the overall cost is 26,593 ringgit 75 cents. The next item is monthly progress report. A monthly progress report is a periodic document summarizing the progress of a construction project, including updates on completed activities, ongoing work, milestones achieved, challenges encountered, and other relevant details. Additionally, it serves as an official record for compliance, support interim payments, and provide the basis for claim or any adjustment if variation in scope, time, or cost are required. For the calculation of this item, we have assumed that the report has 6 copies and each copy is 30 ringgit, and then includes with 15% of profit and overhead, so our cost is 4,968 ringgit only. The next item is site office. Site office is a temporary structure or facility set up at a construction site to serve as the central hub for managing and coordinating project activities. It provides workspace for project managers, engineers, supervisors, and administrative staff to oversee operation, hold meetings, and handle documentation. As we can see in the calculation, it includes the cost of foundation preparation, cabin, air conditioner, table and chair for staff, meeting table and chairs, file cabinet, computers, printer, and photostat machine, and then maintenance costs and then dismantle on completion costs. In maintenance cost, the cost of cleaner is included, where the total working hours is 3 per hours per day with 14 ringgit per day. The cost is 26,208 ringgit for 24 months. For the cost of dismantle, the cost of lorry rental and 3 labours are included, which add 15% of profit and overhead. That costs 62,480 ringgit 44 cents. The next item is as-built drawing. As-built drawings are a set of updated construction drawings that reflect the final design and physical characteristic of a building or infrastructure as it has been constructed, including any modification. It serves as a crucial record for future maintenance, renovation, and repairs, providing a reliable reference for understanding the completed work. To obtain the cost for this item, the cost of engineer professional fees, electrical drawings and mechanical drawings are included. The fee of professional engineer is 8,000 ringgit per month, and the cost for A1 size is 15 ringgit per piece. So the subtotal will be added with 15% profit and overhead that costs 14,375 ringgit. To conclude, the analysis of build-up rates for preliminaries work is crucial for accurate cost estimation and project pricing in construction. This assignment explores the cost components of preliminaries work items, emphasizing direct costs and indirect costs. Accurate calculation of these rates are vital for project budgeting, financial planning, and resource allocation, which enabling quantity surveyors to provide precise cost estimate and support informed decision making. By completing this assignment, students have gained practical skills and industry relevant knowledge, preparing them to handle construction costs with confidence and expertise.